Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So this is going to be a 2-in-1 review because these are both 1/4-inch drive kits that Decoraport sent me, except they do have some differences. And the main difference, other than one has a metal case and one doesn't, is in this one here, you're going to get a screwdriver handle to use with these bits, okay, as well as a universal joint and a couple of extensions and a T-bar as well. Okay, and we're going to try out a couple of different things, and I'll use both kits in this, and we're just going to do a couple things inside the house with some stuff and just test and see how well the sockets fit, etc. Now these are not super superb heavy duty professional line stuff, but they will work really well, okay, for the tasks. And you can do some light automotive stuff with these too, just not anything to the extremes, right? And 1/4-inch kits anyways are never ever used even in professional automotive for anything heavy duty. Heavy duty requires 3/8 drive, 1/2-inch drive, and so on for those size of kits. So I'm just going to get the camera set up where I'm going to need it for the first item that we're going to do, and we'll just continue on. Okay guys, so we're underneath my table here, and it's put together with nuts holding the legs to the table. So I'm going to take the ratchet here out of the smaller kit first. Okay, this one here. And we're going to put a socket on there and see how it does as far as fit goes. And this is a 13mm socket, and there's a little bit of play in there, so let's see how much difference in play there is. Now some nuts are standard, some nuts are metric, and that's the big thing. Now definitely it's not going to work with the 12, so we're going to have to use the 13 for this. And considering the type of nut it is and what it's fastened to, it's not a big deal, okay, to have a little bit of play here. That's not a big deal on this nut. So let's put the ratchet in reverse here. So no problem, does the job well. I'll fasten that back on. You don't have to over tighten when you're doing those. Now we're going to do the same thing again, but we're going to use the other kit now with its ratchet. So you can see this is back together here, and its ratchet is in there. So we're going to put that over to the side, and we're going to grab the ratchet and the socket, and we're going to try that 13 again. About the same amount of slot, and we'll reverse it, and just so you can see, hopefully in here, we're using the ratchet out of this kit and the socket. And this is what you'd want to use a 1/4 drive for, is for light duty stuff. Okay, so let's move on to the next test subject here. Okay guys, so on to the next little project here. Now any of you that have these futon couches know how they're put together, and they generally use a hex drive, and if you misplaced your Allen key that came with it, well, no big deal if you got one of these kits kicking around. So let's size this thing up. And it looks like we picked right the first time. And this one is a 5mm hex. Now, we're going to have to use the ratchet for this one. So, first thing we're going to do, of course, is loosen it off a little bit. And then we'll snug her back up. So as far as fit goes, a little bit of play, but I can tell you right now that's because the hole in the thing is a little worn. Because we've had this thing, you know, adjusted a few times, and of course it had to be assembled at one point and so on. And even the Allen keys they give you with it don't fit precisely 100% perfect fit. Of course, nothing in this world is perfect to begin with, but you can get pretty darn close. But they never do supply you with absolute proper stuff, but that's pretty close for that. And these are all metric kits too. So let's go into the other kit here. We're going to grab the handle, and we're going to grab the 5mm out of this kit, and slam that in. I actually put that on too tight. That was my bad. Okay. Alright, so that undoes it. Now by hand, could you get this thing tight enough? Yeah, if you really want to grip it and reef on it. But with a kit like this, you don't necessarily have to do that. You don't even need actually the socket, because this has a socket fitting on the back. So if you need extra force, you don't feel like digging the ratchet out, you can move this to either end for more leverage. Okay, and it has a stopper ball bearing on the end, and you can snug that up, because when you put these couches together, they need to be snugged up fairly tight, not overly reefed or you're going to break something, but you know, this gives you extra leverage with this. Okay, the other nice thing about the T-bar too is you can just use the T-bar like a regular Allen key. And then you can kind of sort of center it, and away you go. Get that out of there. And that's it. And even with there being a bit of play, there's no damage to the tool there from even giving a little bit of force. So they are good quality bits. Now, the other thing you have here is a universal. Now, unfortunately, I don't have anything for a project for a universal for you guys right at this point. But the idea behind a universal is for harder to get at places. So if you need some kind of a weird angle going on, like say you're using this, you could use it with the handle. You know, if you need to get at something. Let's see if we can actually make use of the universal with this. Probably not, but... well, actually, yes, you could. And it'll allow you to swivel it. So, there is a project right there that we can show you. Now, that's one way a universal can be used. Okay? Get that out of there. So, we're able to use a few tools here for you in the kits. Now, like I said, 1/4-inch drive kits are light-duty kits. They're not for doing any serious hard reefing on. These things do have fine teeth, so they're not chunky teeth. So it doesn't take much to make a big difference, especially if you're trying to get a fastener off. Even in your car, and you're using the 1/4-inch, and you can get away with it because it's the right size to skimmy down there, and just a little movement, and you can still break things free or tighten things up 1 little inch at a time type of thing. Away you go. So I'm definitely going to thumbs up these kits for sure. I say definitely a good buy as well. They're very inexpensive. Decoraport does have really outstanding warranties on all their products, but especially their tools too. And this particular kit here, you can leave it assembled because it holds the bits in. Okay, so, and they hold in quite firmly, so you can just hang that on the wall in your shop, or you know, even throw it in your drawer in the kitchen, whatever type of thing, wherever you need to have something like this kicking around. So, and there is a variety of sizes from 5mm right on up to your 13, and then of course you've got your different, this kit actually, this one has 5 different sizes of Allen keys, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different flat blades, and 2 different stars. And this kit here, if you need something a little more extravagant, this one here is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hex keys, 2 Phillips, and of course 5 blades, and of course all your other little extra goodies too. So either kit, whichever one you want to buy, there's only a few dollars difference between the two, so whichever one you need, that's what you go with. So, but either way, either one of them is definitely a good buy, and it's gonna really help you out, especially for like do-it-yourselfer stuff in the house, light duty automotive stuff with the quarter drive kit, and rock and roll. So there you go. So anyways guys, the link to purchase these 2 kits, because they're both quarter drive and they're both very similar, I want to do it as a 2-in-1, so the links for both of them will be in the description of this video, and so you can go check it out. Check out their other products too. They do have LED mirrors and other bathroom accessories and stuff, and continue on, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.